It's the Bachelorette, it's Georgia Love, and it's time to go down the avenue of douchebags and dreamboats. Hey everyone, it's Floss. Welcome back. We are doing the Bachelorette. It's going to be the usual style. I recap on the Thursday night after the two episodes of the week. So we've had the premiere episode on Wednesday and then the second episode on Thursday. First of all, top-notch casting. They have done an amazing job this season. We have got fantastic show pony wankers, idiots, and then we've got hot boy next door people who suit the different types, who people could be attracted to. I'm already obsessed with someone. I think you might know who it is already because many people are also obsessed with him, but we'll get to him in a second. Let's get into the first things first. Georgia Love. Georgia tells us her story. Now, here's the interesting thing. Georgia got to tell us a little bit about her story, but also why she was searching for love and what the reasons behind that were, in that her mother has been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and it's kind of impelled her to look at her own life and make some changes. I hate going back to Richie's season because I find it's just, it's annoying. But more to that is that I think, where was this explanation for Richie in terms of we never got that kind of explanation. Georgia talks about leaving her job. She talks about putting aside her life and finding a new avenue and really wanting someone to join this journey with her. And yes, it was a little cliched. It always is, fine, whatever. But there seems to be a compelling reason for her to go to do this. We just never saw that. So already better storytelling. We've built the arc of what this is about. We also briefly met the Loves, including the best name for an erectile dysfunction specialist man ever, Dr. Love. Yes! George's dad's name is obviously Doctor, because he's a doctor, Dr. Love, but he specialises in urology and penile dysfunction-y things. Come on, man, is that not the best thing ever? I cannot wait until we have the hometown visits where they have to go and meet Dr. Love. Yay! Okay, we then get to the mansion and the fellas arrive. Now, there is the two categories of fellas, the Dreamboats and the Douchebags. In the Dreamboat category, we have Cameron the firefighter. Oh yeah, he's hot, he's hot. He's a little nerdy though too as well, like he reminds me of the school captain. So even with like his little blazer on, and I find him cute. He's tall, he's hot, I'm there. There was a nice little bantery kind of thing going on. The downside about Georgia's news reading though is it does come a little bit in with her line reading, and it makes her seem maybe a bit older and more mature than she is in terms of less playful and spontaneous. And so with some of the guys, she looks a bit too old for them, too mature. And he was one that I thought, I see him going a long way, but I worry about that later on. In the Dreamboat category as well, I'm going to put Lee. I'm not even going to put Lee. Lee's the captain of the Dreamboat. He is like under captain now. He is it should be called the Lee boat because, oh my God. Lee brought the donkey. Hilarious. No, it wasn't hilarious, but the producers give them a gimmick. It's not always their idea. No one's just like, I brought the donkey, can I use it? Lee has the donkey. They make a joke about it being an ass. Georgia had already expressed before Lee's arrival, editors hello, about her desire to meet a man who likes to pun. She's a fan of the punnage. So Lee and then Georgia punned away over sushi puns and whatnot, and he gave her his jacket and they had a nice little moment and it was very lovely. What's been interesting in these first two episodes, we haven't seen much of Lee since, and I'm thinking hopefully that they're burying him. A bit like Anna and Tim way back in Tim Robard's season, is that when Anna and Tim first met, they had a nice little lipstick drama issue. We buried Anna for a little bit because the chemistry was there, and you had to kind of make sure people didn't see that because it was not good. So I'm fingers crossed we're just burying Lee. So Lee, good though, all good. I hear for you, Lee. Channel 10 and the Lee, they are knocking it out of the park. Hello, Survivor Lee. I love you. Also in the Dreamboat boat thing, I'm going to put Clancy. Clancy, who came in with the beard, and I don't like a beard, but then gimmick during the cocktail party said you can shave it off. Now, it was a bit weird, sure, but the first night is full of weird stuff like that. They have to do that kind of thing to make it interesting, and also because we need a highlight promo reel. He shaved it off, and then Clancy came back and looked good, looked real good. And as it starts to grow back, as we saw in the second episode, the 5 o'clock shadow Clancy, oh yeah, you could stay in the Dreamboat. You are in the boat. Also in the Dreamboat, I'm not as on board the boat with him, but other people, huge big fans of Courtney. Courtney, who's also Taylor Henderson identikit. He was a little bit nervous. He's the industrial designer who made the wristbands that help children identify their allergies in schools. So, he gives to kids and he's a charity boy. Yay. He is another one, though, that I feel like he doesn't have a bit of the man that could come up later on, where Georgia at times felt a little bit older than him. And he has this nervous energy about him that kind of makes me think that, yes, he's attractive and hot, but can that go the distance? I don't know. We will see. Of course, let's get to the douchebag one. All right, we've got Reese. Reese, who's the Harry Potter dude with the glasses. Reese arrived and continues to wear a scarf all the time. Like, are you cold, Reese? Are you really wanting to run home the visual Harry Potter thing? No, Reese, no. Bad. Reese also likes to mention repetitively how much he models. In fact, Reese mentions how much he models, the equivalent amount to how much Alex mentioned she was a mother. It's not good. Alex being a mother is a legitimate thing. Reese being a model is not a legitimate thing. Another douchebag is Sam. Sam's also a model, but pretends he's not a model, but then also likes to tell us repetitively how much he models, while also not telling us that he doesn't model. Sam, figure it out, mate. He takes an instant disliking to most of the guys around him. He's not quite Kira with his zingers and his whatnots, but he likes to lean weirdly on his always interviews and just kind of like posture. He thinks he's all right. He's not used to women saying no to him. He kind of zings things out and just, hey. He basically is every Tinder date you've ever been on. We then have Zany Ben. Zany Ben comes out and tells us way too quickly how much he likes to poo when he's nervous, and he's pooed 3 times tonight. Guys, no. Shit talk, literal or metaphoric, not appropriate on a first date. Never will be, never gonna get you laid. No, just no. And trust me, I've been on a first date where there was shit talk. We didn't have a second date. There was also Carlos. Carlos, who apparently is from Melbourne, but God, I hope not. Carlos came in and gave her a Tiffany's bracelet, which she was supposed to obviously wet her pants with excitement about. She was appreciative, but Carlos, I think, thinks this was his like mic drop move. No. She was like, great, thanks very much, but also what else you got? I ain't fooled by the rocks that I got. She's still Georgia from the block. So Carlos then proceeds to tell us about his business. Carlos is a businessman who does entertaining and private dancing, and he is basically Magic Mike. He obviously thought that was a documentary for business and not like a, condemnation of the stripping industry and how much it can rip your soul away. Missed the point on that one, Carlos. Anyway, Carlos, unfortunately, despite how bold he was and how much there would have been potential for a bit more fireworks and grandstanding, Carlos doesn't make it through. I'm sorry, Carlos, I'm sorry. But I heard you got the bracelet back, so good for you. Night 2, we had our first one-on-one date. The first date was with Jake. Jake, who's our brooding, dark, mysterious kind of guy. He isn't quite in the dreamboat for me yet, but he could be. And it did actually get that way on the date for me. On the date, they went to the Blue Mountains and jumped out of a cable car. Jake looked like he was absolutely shitting himself. So he was like, the romance and the conversation wasn't really flowing until they had gotten out of, pulled the harnesses out of their crotches and walked away for the weirdly plated finger food of ribbon sandwiches, fruit platter and red wine. I don't think someone really understood what time of the day it was. Red wine and fruit doesn't really go. They seem to get on really well we went down the Sam Frost route of, you must bear your terrible, terrible soulful burden and pain to me, and we can share our bad experiences about life and bond over that. I feel like this is a bit of the adrenaline meets trauma makes romance. I don't know if that's a good foundation for a relationship, guys, but who do I know? I'm single. They had a good little chat. He has actually quite a sad backstory that's quite similar to Georgia in that his mother has also gone through cancer a number of times. So they it's weird to say they bonded over that, but they did. And there was a bit of conversation there, and she's right, there is chemistry there. I can see it. I'm in it, and I almost wanted to like pull her reins back and be like, whoa, Georgia, he's great, but there are 15 or whatever other guys at the house waiting for you. Calm the farm. Plenty of hot people waiting for you. Then we had the group date. Now, the group date was, as a publishing person, well played, Mills and Boon Australia, well played. The group date was shooting the covers for the next 4 books, which is just basically an excuse for the men to dress up looking all Ruro-y. For those of you who don't know, Ruro is a rural romance. Boys had a range of poses and shots and whatnot. The key of the whole date was that Sam and Reese, douchebag 1 and douchebag 2, douched each other in a douche war. It was basically who could be a bigger wanker. Reese was, let's get my kid out, I've got a rack. And look, yes you do, but humble. Harry Potter got his gear off and tried to look all sexy, and then Sam was all like, no, I don't model. And then actually quite interestingly, Reese snidely went, yeah you do. Obviously they come from a similar modelling agency. The rest of the combinations were all fine. Some nice hot Lee on the horse. So dreamy, so dreamy. The key combo was Cameron, the firefighter, and Georgia got the one-on-one cover and a bit of a almost smooch in the hay. I kind of like that he didn't kiss her because I think it's not his style. He's our good schoolboy, but also hot. He's still attracted, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Again, Georgia seems really relaxed. She seems quite naturally into it. I feel like the things that she's saying are actually her words and not a script. Richie! So then we had the cocktail party. Cocktail party, it's usual shenanigans. Obviously this first narrative arc will be about Sam versus Reese and who can be more villainous and wankery and whatnot. And this is perfect. This is what you want in the first 4 or 5 episodes, this kind of stuff. But also the simmering, like, romantic plot, which is there already. I'm already rooting for a couple couples. I'm excited. We had a poem that was terrible and it rhymed being read by Reese. It was awful. No. Poetry, unless your name is Keats, don't do it. And even then, it probably wouldn't play very well on The Bachelorette. The roses handed out. We lost Ben, the nervous pooer. And there's still a few, we're still in that stage where there's a couple, because the numbers are shorter, we kind of know most people, but we're still a few people who don't get a lot of lines. So far, I'm really into the season already. I like Georgia. I think she's got a bit of charm about her, and always in the first couple episodes I give someone a break because I think they're a bit more nervous. I think it's going to take a while before they kind of forget about the cameras, but I can already see her letting go and being vulnerable to this experience. The guys are the usual array, as I said, of douchebags and dreamboats, and we've got a good mix of both, and enough that I think when we get down to the final 2 or 3 there'll be real investment from not only her but from Australia, which is what we want. Yay! My first rose is actually going to go to Georgia because I really like you, Georgia. You're really charming. You're quite normal and practical kind of girl, and you seem to have a little bit of fun in you too. And you're not reading from a script, and you don't sound like a robot. Yay, Georgia! My second rose, it's going to go to Lee. I know, I'm sorry, it's already the bias is shown, but damn, he is fine. And he seemed interested because he kind of was a bit nervous that he didn't get a one-on-one date, and everyone else can see him already as a threat. I'm here for Lee. I'm here for Lee, and if he's not signed up as the Bachelor, if he doesn't win, I don't know what you're doing, Channel 10. Get on that. Could we have, oh my God, let's have Lee and Lee from Survivor and call it Lee Squared. Idea, best idea ever. My third rose is actually gonna go to Reese. You are a bit of an idiot, but you're perfect for this in that you dress idiotically like a Harry Potter reject who grew up with the glasses and the scarf. But I don't even know if the glasses are real, honestly, because they came off at the rose ceremony. And then you whip off your shirt at a moment's notice, and you're willing to kind of just and you write crap poetry. So Reese, thanks for playing, Reese. You stay with us. Let's hear some more poems. Guys, that is the recap. I'm excited about this season so far. Tell me below, please tell me below in the comments, who are your favourites? Who's in your dream boat? Who's in your douche boat? And I will see you next Thursday for the next episode of The Bachelorette.